kids, so I thought it would be great for me to get back to doing some word problems with you. So here we go. Here's our first one. We're into division, and so we've practiced last week. We practiced a few different strategies. So let's see what you can do with this story. So here we go. It took Mrs. Boatwright, that's me, 6 years to drink 3,642 vanilla cold brews. You guys, I think she might have a problem. Shh, just saying. Okay. If she drinks the same amount every year, how many of those cold brews does she drink in just 1 year? So what I want you to do is pause the video, make sure you write this down, and then what I want you to do is to find all the important information, okay? What information do you need to solve this problem? So go ahead and pause it, and I'll be right back here in just a second. And I'm back. Okay, so what information did you find that you are absolutely going to need to use? I'm sorry, what was that? Yes, she spent 6 years drinking these vanilla cold brews. So she did this for 6 years. So you're definitely gonna need that 6. What else do you need? Yes, you need to know how many that she had during that time. And is there any information that you find is super important that's gonna tell you what to do with this? She drinks the same amount every year, right? So if she drinks the same amount every year, that means she's doing the same thing every year. She's gonna divide that equally, right? So, because we wanna know what? Exactly, we wanna know how much in 1 year. So we know that we're gonna start, okay? We're gonna start with the whole total. We're gonna start with our giant total. We're gonna divide that up amongst our 6 years and find out what our 1 year total is. So I want you to pause the video, come up with as many ways to solve this as you can. Use some of the strategies that you've gone over with your teachers in Khan Academy. If you've been doing iExcel, go ahead and see what you can do with this, and then I will be back and I will show you some answers, all right? And I'm back. Okay, so here we go. So we have a couple different methods. Now I picked these numbers on purpose because I wanted you to use certain strategies. There are certain things that I'm looking for. And so I made sure I picked numbers that would be easy for you to work with the strategies that you've learned. So the first one is just a direct model. That's if you are going to actually physically show the passing out of the cold brews to each of the years. And so a direct model looks like this. So we're gonna write direct model. So this is where you're doing a direct modeling, and you are gonna go ahead and make those years . 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm gonna label this as year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, and year 6. Okay, so I have those labeled out. Now what I have to do is I have to pass out 3,642. So something you might want to do when you're dealing with a really large number, start with a really large number. So I'm going to start with 500. Okay, 500 is easy to pass out. They're easy to count, and it's really going to chop away at this large amount that I'm trying to break apart. So I'm going to go with 500. So I'm going to give each year 500. That is a lot. Oh. Okay, let me be honest. I didn't really drink this much. I'm just saying, it could happen. It could happen. It could very well happen. So, so if I count these up, that's 500, 1,000, 500, 2,000, 500, and 3,000. So I've already taken off 3,000 for my 3,642. So if I take 3,642, I subtract the 3,000 that I just passed out, I'm left with 642. Well, now, thanks to myself, I have 600. I have 6 years. I can give each year 100, and that's going to knock out my 600, right? So let's do that. 100, 100, 100, 100 to all of these. And now I can take off my 600. That leaves me with 42. Now, I know some things about multiplication, and I know that 6 times 7 is 42. So I can give each one 7, and I will have my 42. 7, 7, 7, all the way across. And now I have passed out 3,642, and I have nothing left. I have no remainders. It went evenly. So now I can see each year, if I add up what's in each box, I get 607. 607. That is a lot. That's a lot. I think I have a problem. Just kidding. Okay, so that is how you do a direct model. So if you do not have this strategy down as one of your strategies, go ahead, pause the video, and write this down. Okay? Because I'm going to erase it, and I'm going to give you another strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this, and let's talk about the next strategy, which is also known as place value. Now, this is easy. You've done this before with multiplication. You multiplied by place value, that whole power of 10, distributive property. We're going to use all of that with division, okay? Now, I know some of you are wondering why I'm going through all this. Why am I showing all these different ways? Because all of these different ways are going to get you to the traditional model. When you get to traditional division, you're going to be doing distributed property right in your head, okay, breaking it apart, and you're not even going to realize you're doing it because it's going to be so easy. All right, so here we go. So if I'm going to take 3,642, and I'm going to divide that by 6, I'm going to break it up into smaller chunks. So I know I'm going to stick with taking my hundreds and my thousands. That's typically what you would do here, your hundreds and your thousands. I'm going to take this chunk, and then I'm going to take my tens and my ones. So I'm going to start with 3,600. That's my thousands and my hundreds. I'm going to divide that by 6. And I'm going to add it to what I get when I do 42 divided by 6. So now I've taken my 3,600, I've taken out my 42, now I'm going to divide those up. Now I already know that 36 divided by 6, I know that, 36 divided by 6 is 6, right? So applying what I already know, I'm going to go, well, 3,600 divided by 6 is going to be 600, right? Because I've moved over these two place values. So I'm doing 100 times more than this. Okay, I'm going to add that to my 42 divided by 6, which I already showed during direct modeling. It's going to be 7, okay? So add those together, 607. If you do not have this down, this is going by place value. If you don't have that down, go ahead, pause the video, write down that strategy so you have it in your notes. Did you do it? You. Pause it, write this down. I know you didn't write it down, so write it down. Okay, thank you. All right, it's easy. Okay, pause it, write it down. And I'm gonna erase this, and I'm gonna show you one more strategy. And this one can be a little more difficult. This one is using the area model, also called the box method. It's where you are using partial products, okay? Just like we, actually it's partial quotients. We did partial products in multiplication where we would multiply pieces until we got all of it together, and then we'd add up all the pieces together. we're gonna do essentially the same thing. So we are gonna start off, I'm gonna start with a box. Okay, hence the box method, because I'm starting with a box. I'm gonna put my divisor over here, and I'm trying to get to 3,642. So I'm gonna start with that, 3,642. I'm gonna try and see what I can multiply by to get as close to that as possible. So I know if I'm looking right here, again, I'm looking at that place value, and I say, I know 6 times 6 is 36. If I do 6 times 600, that's gonna give me 3,600. I am gonna subtract that. I'm gonna end up with 42. I'm gonna put that 42 up here in my box, my next box, okay? And now I'm gonna go, what do I know? I know 6 times 7 is 42. So I'm gonna add in that 6 times 7 gives me 42. I'm gonna subtract that. I get nothing left. Okay, I have nothing left. So I have successfully multiplied 6 times 607 to get 3,642. My answer is 607. This method is a little trickier. You will need to extend your boxes until you have nothing left, or you have a remainder of less than what your divisor is. So this is one that is a little trickier, okay? But it is still fun and effective. So it's something that we should be practicing. So, all right, congratulations. Hope you did it correctly. Hope you ended up with more than one solution. Make sure you take a picture of your notes and throw it on the next slide. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow with another one. All right, bye-bye.